Hey, Mandy. The big dragon, yeah? And we're gonna see if we're gonna finish it tonight. 2 hours minimum. Well, I say that as I count the first 5 minutes about of that 2 hours. We're back on board. Did someone say iceberg? I forget, does Steam do maintenance every Tuesday or Thursday? Because I was looking through activity and it did not want to load. 3 weeks remake takes place in modern times, but it's on the Costa Concordia or the Evergreen. Okay. Alright. Slow intro, but it's alright. Means we get to the game faster. Alright, which one did we leave off on? Oh, it was her, wasn't it? Oh no. Oh no. Come back, push your... What was it before? Payback time. Come back, don't push your luck, or yeet. I don't know what each of these do, but I might... I might... well, none of these matter. We can always just knock them out right here. Might as well do it right here, right now, because we're only going to be visiting Aaron once for this route. Or Eris, not Aaron. Oh, now dragons are interesting. Funny how that works when they got good when they've got good shoulders, huh? Fuck off. Well, that's it. That's it. Okay, go back. Load. That's it. I just stay silent. Not worth it. Not today. Oh, okay. I left it on a cliffhanger for this. Yeet. You know, I once saw Orange in the showers. Total accident, but he has a long... Lorelei goes beet red so fast it looks like she's about to ignite. Her pizza slice slips out of her hand. Was there Holly? Oh, okay. Can't believe I left it on the cliffhanger for that. And this new. It's like entering a different universe the instant I go through the doors. The distant sound of water splashing, the quiet hum of machinery, and the smell of ancient brass and varnished wood. In an odd way, it was comforting. Mila is already there, lounging carelessly against the helm as though she owns the ocean. Good morning. With her tail fluttering idly behind her, she looks out the windows and remarks, I think the weather's going to be nicer than yesterday. At least sky doesn't look like soup. Wouldn't mind a calmer day. I murmur, settling in. The ship rocks slightly beneath us, but not nearly as violent as it had yesterday. Maybe she's right. Maybe we'll get some peace. Neela nods, tapping one of the brass gauges gently with her knuckle. I glance at the slow-moving horizon outside. The clouds still gray, but starting to thin. The engines pulse below us, steady, confident. Slow and gentle, with just enough movement to tell you that the world is still rotating. Hours go by like clouds, although the rain continues. It gradually subsides into a soft patter against the windows and a constant silence that is almost soothing. The sea is more cooperative than it has been in days. The instruments are functioning well, and the ship moves on without complaint. I lean back in the chair and glance at the sky through the glass, still gray, still soaked, but not nearly as angry. I roll the tightness from my shoulders and stretch, and get up by the time the captain comes by to take over. After all, it's a lightweight shift. Neela steps away from the helm, brushing a few raindrops off of her sleeves that somehow made it in from the cracked window near her. She looks at me with a soft smile, her tone casual but warmer than usual. That was actually kind of relaxing, sharing it with a friend like this. It's nice. I glance at her, then out of the muted seascape beyond the windows, the rain still falling in soft lines, I nod slowly. Yeah, it is. Behind us, the door creaks open, and Neela hears the captain's heavy, well-known footsteps. She moves as soon as he steps in, not nervous or rushed, just ready, as if she's been anticipating that precise signal to go. As she passes by, the captain gives her a nod. Have a nice night. She waves lazily without looking back. The dragoness disappears in an instant, her tail sliding through the doorway like a closed curtain. I glance at the helm one last time, then back at the captain. He doesn't say anything else, just gives me a slight look that could mean anything from good job to get out. Hint taken. Without a word, I follow Neela's path out into the soft, steady rhythm of the rain. It was a quiet dinner. Wait, this is still new. It was a quiet dinner, a seat by a cloudy window, a bowl of something warm, and the soft hum of the ship underneath us. The rain continued to fall, gently hitting the outside hull like a metronome set to melancholy. However, neither the weather nor the food had actually been on my thoughts. She was to blame. All day I had been hoping to see Eris. I kept noticing that I was staring down hallways or stopping outside the saloon for a bit too long. However, everything kept getting in the way, including the weather and the shift. So now, with my stomach full and the sky still moody above, I made my way to the ladies' cabins. The hallways quiet, the gas lights casting a soft, flickering glow across the wooden walls. My steps slow as I approach the familiar door. I lift a hand to knock. But the door swings open before I touch it. Oh, she smelled us coming, that's why. Before I touch it, and I barely have time to blink before a familiar weight crashes into me. Arms wrapped around my middle, Eris, she hugs me tight, almost knocking the air out of my lungs. Her face buried in my shoulder like she's been holding this moment in for too long. I freeze for a heartbeat, caught between surprise and something else. Oh, there's the AI. Something warmer. Then I smile and let my arms slide around her in return, holding her close as the rain whispers outside. A piercing voice, loud enough to reverberate down the corridor, pierces the cabin behind Eris before I can even react. Oh, it's just go to the bed together already, you lieberskanky idiotin, or something, I don't know. I'm too retarded to translate or pronounce. Pure annoyance, what I feel. I hesitate, my gaze darting from Eris to the door as if I'm waiting for Lorelei to barge in with a pillow to throw at us. However, she doesn't. Eris doesn't even look back. She just lets out a breath through her nose, obviously irritated, and her brows briefly dip as if she were holding back a sigh. Then she raises her head while still holding me, and smiles. Not a broad, showy smile, simply something silent, warm. She doesn't relax her arms. Mine doesn't either. Yeah, Lorelei can yell all she wants. Ugh! Lorelei barks again from the inside. Then at least close the verdammt door, Eris. No one wants to see your romance parade in the hallway. Eris doesn't let go of me, but I feel her muscles tense, just slightly, like a bow being drawn. She lets out a sharp sigh through her nose, then raises her sharp voice, precise, every word with weight. Maybe if you were a better friend, you'd be happy for me. I finally met someone. That's worth celebrating, isn't it? There's a beat of silence. I brace myself. That someone isn't even a suitable partner for you, Eris. That stings, even though I expected it. Even though it's Lorelei. Yes, he is. Her voice doesn't rise. It doesn't need to. It's firm, final, like a sword slid quietly into place. And me? I just stand there, still half hugged, trying very hard to pretend I'm a decorative piece of furniture. One wrong word and I might end up a permanent part of the wall if Eris decides to demonstrate her strength. My spine's fragile, thank you. So I say nothing. I just survive. Lorelei's voice rings out again, sharp and biting. You're too big for a stick like him anyway. He'd snap in half if you so much roll over in your sleep. My eyebrows twitched upward. What the hell, Lorelei? Eris doesn't hesitate. Her voice cuts back, low and cool, with that dangerous undertone I've learned to fear just a little. She is still a sweet girl, after all. That's none of your concern. Not my fault you can't find a suitable mate. There's a gasp from inside, offended, scandalized, and then a stomp. Literal footsteps. Thunderous. I'll find one by tomorrow, and when I do, it's a race, Eris. You hear me? A race! Eris doesn't flinch. She just lifts her chin and locks eyes with the open doorway, eyes blazing. So be it. The cabin door snaps shut hard enough to rattle the wall behind us. Eris exhales slowly, nostrils flared, a flicker of fire almost dancing behind her irises. Her arms drop away from me with a kind of tension, like she's about to march into a battlefield. I stand there frozen for another second. Still alive for now. Eris doesn't say a word. Not at first. Her arms are still around me, tight, warm, but not aggressive. Just stubborn, possessive, and while her body hasn't moved, her eyes tell a different story. There's fire in them. Real fire. Not the flickering romantic kind blazing, barely contained frustration lighting up behind her pupils like a warning fire. She looks down at me and I feel like I'm standing too close to a furnace. Eris, maybe, just maybe, you should cool off before something snaps. She doesn't blink. Instead, she leans in just a little closer, her voice a low growl against my ear. Something might snap. Her arms are still wrapped around me, firm, but not angry. Just tight, like she's bracing herself, like I'm the only steady thing in the room. She finally exhales, slow and quiet, not a sigh exactly, more like she's letting go of something she was holding on to too tightly. I don't want to fight her, you know. Her voice catches me off guard, low, steady, but not cold, just tired. Then why'd you feel like you were about to? Because I'm angry, but not at her. She finally lets her arms fall away. The light hits her cheek just enough to show a flicker of emotion she usually keeps locked down. Frustration, guilt, maybe even sadness. She's not wrong to want what she wants. It's just this whole thing feels like a mess, and I hate messes. You look like you were about to burst into flames back there. She gives me a small smirk. I was, not because of her, because I don't like the way this is making me feel. Which is... She finally looks at me again. There's no anger this time, just honesty. Cornered, jealous, like I'm about to lose something I don't even know how to name. I reach up and touch her arm lightly. She doesn't flinch. You're not going to lose anything. Not if you talk to me instead of trying to win a race no one asked for. She holds my gaze for a long second, then nods slowly. Okay. Including options to seduce the captain and crash the ship. Okay. Funny thing, I removed this entire part the other day. My new sprite artist says that she wants me to express everything with sprites. Oh, okay. That's fair, I suppose. Hey, Dr. Coconut. Something might snap and then breaks Anon's back like a twig with hug. Yeah. The hallway is quiet by the time we make our way back. Dim lanterns line the walls, swaying gently with the ship's motion. Neither of us speaks much. Maybe we've both said enough for tonight. Eris pauses at her own door, her hand on the latch. I don't want to go home tonight. Can I stay with you? We'll keep Max up instead. She turns to look at me, her expression calm now, tired but calm. Well, I guess this is good night. Yeah, sleep well, Eris. She starts to open the door, then hesitates, looking back at me again. You too, and thanks for not treating me like I'm about to break. You'd probably bite me if I did. She lets out a soft snort, almost a laugh, then shakes her head. You're not wrong. With that, she disappears inside, the door clicking gently shut behind her. I stand there for a moment longer, staring at the wood grain of the door, then I turn and head for the men's quarters, footsteps muffled on the creaking floorboards. Good night, Eris. Thursday. Alright, no, this is still brand new. The saloon is unusually quiet for this time of day. A few scattered crewmates are eating, chatting in low voices, but I'm not really paying attention. I sit alone by one of the smaller windows. Which window? Which window, man? Hunched over a cup of lukewarm tea. It smells faintly of mint and something bitter I can't name. Oh yeah, the AI. I haven't touched the food. It doesn't look bad at all, but I don't want to eat. It's almost midday and I haven't eaten a damn thing. My stomach is a tight coiled knot, not quite pain, not quite nausea, but some unpleasant middle ground that keeps pulsing with every heartbeat. The idea of food makes me flinch. I rest my forehead in one hand, the other gently holding the cup, just for the warmth. It's the only thing that feels grounding right now. I didn't go to work this morning. Mila didn't press me. She just gave me a look when I showed up looking like death yesterday afternoon, and nodded when I said, I need to lay down. That was it. She just understood. I slept like a corpse and woke up feeling about the same, honestly. I sip the tea, slowly, carefully. Even that much feels like a risk. Someone walks past me and I flinch slightly. My nerves still not quite settled. My skin feels too hot one moment and cold the next. I hate this. A plate clinks nearby. Someone sits near me, but I don't even bother to look. I'm too busy staring at the reflection in my tea, half expecting to see something staring back. The soft hum of the ship, the distant clatter of silverware, the low murmur of voices. It's just all white noise right now. The world feels a little too loud and a little too far away at the same time. I just want this feeling to pass. Maybe Neela will come check on me soon, maybe not. I don't blame her either way. For now, I sit, tea in hand, stomach in revolt, waiting for my body to remember how to feel normal again. Door creaks open behind me with a sharp gust of wind and a burst of cold rain smell. I glance up, barely turning my head. I'll get Lorelei again. I try to express everything using just Sprite. Surely other brand of lemon lime soda would be just as good, yeah? Eris and Anon share the upper bunk bed, and then it breaks and crushes Max. The good ending. There's a lot of unnecessary explanations that get repetitive. Crushed under the passion of another. More subtle actions might be difficult. Guess it's down to preference. He's got scurvy. Feed him lemons until his blood can be classified as fruit juice by the FDA. Also, a lot of translations got fucked midway, so it's better to just rewrite that. Yeah, that's true. Why is it always the purple ones? Oh boy. Lorelei steps in, arms awkwardly raised to shield herself from the weather. Her dress is damp, her shoulders dotted with dark patches of water. She spots me immediately. Great. She presses water off of her sleeves, muttering something, but I don't understand her language. Then she makes a beeline towards my table. I consider pretending to be asleep or dead. Instead, I say nothing. I just sip my tea and pray she walks past. She doesn't. Lorelei flops into the seat across from me, sighing like the weight of the entire ocean just dropped into her lap. I give up. I glance sideways at her, vaguely annoyed, but mostly just tired. On what? She lets her head fall back dramatically, exasperation in every syllable. Orange, I tried, I really did, but that boy is thick as a timber haul. You know, he thought I was asking about engines. Engines! When I said I liked the way he handles tools. Never mind, it's hopeless. I let the silence stretch a moment. Why should I care? That lands harder than I expect. She blinks. Her mouth opens, then shuts again. You didn't actually approve when I started getting close to Eris, so what do you want from me now? Sympathy? My tone is sharper than I mean it to be, but the headache rising behind my eyes, the swirl in my gut, it all makes it hard to keep my words nice and family-friendly. You look awful. I don't reply. She lowers her voice, a little softer this time. You're sick. Sharp as ever. She leans back, folding her arms, not smug, just quiet, maybe a little embarrassed. I didn't come to argue. I rest my forehead on my hand again. My tea's gone lukewarm. Then what'd you come for? I don't know. For a moment, we're both silent. Two tired creatures hiding from the rain. Lorelei shifts in her seat, her arms folded loosely across her stomach. Look, I was being emotional and maybe a little jealous. That gets my attention, if only slightly. I lift my eyes towards her again. Not of you specifically, just how easy it looked. You and Eris, like you've already figured each other out, while I was still stumbling around trying to find someone who didn't treat me like a museum exhibit. She pauses, glancing down at her hands. I don't hate her, not even close. I think she's a good dragoness, strong, honest. I'd like to be her friend if she'd let me. I say nothing, just watch her quietly. But if I want to be friends with her, I can't keep acting like you're the plague, so I'm going to try to be less of a pain. She looks up again, a faint trace of sincerity behind her usually polished posture. I let that settle between us before replying, my voice slower than usual. There's a small part of me, buried somewhere under the fever haze and nausea, that actually enjoys hearing her say all that. Lorelei admitting she was wrong, that she wants to be better, that she doesn't hate Eris. If I were feeling more like myself, I might even make her repeat those words. Slowly, maybe write them down. Nah, too much. I'm not that cruel. I'll talk to Orange, see if I can get him to actually listen for once. But not today. I'm seriously not doing great right now. That spinning feeling is creeping back in behind my ribs, like the whole saloon just tilted 5 degrees to the left. Lorelei nods. Of course, you don't have to do anything today. She stands, smoothing out the wet fabric of her dress the best she can. The rain's already fading into the background noise against the hall. Thanks for hearing me out. I'll leave you be. She gives a small nod, then turns and walks off towards the deck. The saloon is quiet again. I exhale through my nose, lean back, and close my eyes for a moment. I rest my head in my hand again after Lorelei leaves, trying to breathe slow and steady through the rolling pressure in my gut. The tea is long cold. My limbs feel like they're made of damp linen, barely holding me together. I hadn't even realized how far past empty I was until now. Running on fumes, that's what this is. Whatever food I managed to swallow yesterday, gone. The moment I stood up after leaving my cabin, it all came back up like it had a personal grudge. Oh boy, here we go. I barely notice the heavy footsteps behind me until I see his figure in front of me. The chef sits down with a mug of something dark and fragrant. Coffee, probably. He eyes me without a word at first, the way someone would look at spoiled meat in the pantry. You look worse than wet bread. I grunt. That's all the energy I can offer. You feeling any better? I shake my head slowly. Not much point pretending otherwise. You shouldn't be up, Giovanni. If I knew you were still this bad, I'd have you carried back to bed. I try to smile, but it slips off my face before it forms. He watches me another moment, then sips his coffee. How are things with the Red Lady? I blink, confused. Who? He raises one eyebrow like he's testing me. The one always eyeing you like you're her personal property. Oh, right. My heart stirs faintly, a flicker of concern breaking through the fog in my skull. I haven't seen her since Tuesday. The yelling, the door slam, the way she looked at me like she was torn in half inside. I haven't seen her. I sit back slowly, brows drawing in. The realization lands harder than a cannonball aimed directly on my face. Not since that argument with Lorelei, not even in passing. The chef hums quietly, studying my face. He doesn't say anything more, doesn't need to. Now that it's in my head, it won't leave. Where is she? The chef shifts in his seat, watching me like I'm a candle about to melt sideways. Then, without a word, he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small cloth bag. Untying it, he fishes out a small handful of wrinkled raisins and sets them gently on the table between us. Eat something, Giovanni. I stare at the shriveled little pile like it's about to bite me. The thought of chewing even one of them turns my stomach. I don't really feel like it. I mutter, gagging slightly at just the smell of them. Force feeding. In one smooth, practiced motion, the chef leans forward, scoops the raisins up, and shoves them into my mouth with the force of a man who has had this argument one too many times in his life. Mangia dana xenon. I don't know. I flail a little, half choking on the sudden ambush of sticky sweetness, but he just leans back like nothing happened, sipping his coffee with the contentment of a man who's won a war before lunch. I chew. I hate every second of it, but I chew. The raisins stick to my teeth like regret, but I chew them down one by one, grimacing with every bite. However, the sugar kicks my brain just enough to stop the floor from swaying under me. I swallow the last one with effort, chasing it with what's left of my tea. Thanks. The chef just grunts and waves me off like I'm a stubborn donkey that finally decided to move a cart. You still look like death in a bucket, Giovannato. Don't do anything stupid. I give him a weak nod and push myself up from the table. My legs protest, but they hold. Well, canonically, Eris is a pelvis destroyer. He's fallen into the chef route. No. Oh boy. The walk across the hallway feels longer than usual. By the time I reach the door to the women's cabin, I'm already sweating again. But I press forward, driven by that gnawing knot of worry twisting just under my ribs. The first thing I see once I'm downstairs is Lorelei. She's standing in front of her cabin, arms crossed, her tail flickering in clear frustration. Come on, Eris, just open the door. You can't keep hiding in there. Silence. She shifts her weight, knocking lightly again. Look, I'm not here to fight, I swear. You don't even have to talk to me if you don't want to. Just open it so I know you're okay. Oh no, she's gonna open it and Eris is going to Epstein. Still nothing. I pause at the end of the hall, staying just out of view, watching Lorelei with quiet curiosity. She looks more nervous than I ever seen her. No smugness, no dramatic hand gestures, just worry. The door in front of her stays shut, completely, stubbornly shut. Lorelei turns to me, surprised, her brows lifting just for a moment before settling into a more neutral expression. What happened? She sighs, rubbing one arm with her other hand as she looks back at the cabin's door. I came back to the cabin earlier after talking with you, just to rest, you know. And she was already there, curled up in her corner like she's been thinking too hard for too long. Lorelei frowns. I told her I saw you at the saloon, thought I'd cheer her up. I didn't expect her reaction. I tilt my head, confused. Her reaction? She asked me if I was lying. Lorelei glances at me, puzzled. Like, actually asked, dead serious, are you lying to me? I told her no, of course. I said I talked to you just briefly, and that you looked awful, but we spoke. She looks back at the door again. After that, she got quiet. Then she started muttering to herself things like, he didn't visit me yesterday, and now he's avoiding me. My chest tightens, the weight of those words landing like cold stones. She's right. I didn't visit her yesterday, or today. But not because I didn't want to. I've been too busy fighting off whatever sickness this is, too tired to even sit up, let alone walk across the hallway. I'd spent the last 36 hours trying not to vomit out my spine, curled up in a miserable lump of regret and nausea. And she thinks I'm avoiding her, that I've changed my mind. I kept trying to convince her, but with each attempt she'd curl up tighter. Okay. Shit. Eventually, she just told me to give her some space, so I got forced to do just that. Now I can't get back into my cabin. I step close to the door, hesitating only for a second before I press my palm flat against it. It's cool under my skin, too quiet behind it. Eris, it's me. Nothing. I didn't come by yesterday, that's true, and I didn't check on you this morning either, but it's not because I didn't want to. Still nothing. No footsteps, no voice. Just that heavy silence weighing down between the wooden panels. I'm sorry I didn't check on you yesterday. Since I've woken up, I've truly felt terrible. Lorelei is right about that. I couldn't get the strength to get out of bed on time. I was late to my shift at the steering station. The first mate decided to let me go, so I went to the saloon since I haven't been able to eat anything since yesterday. Behind me, Lorelei shifts her weight, and in that flat, clipped tone of hers, she mutters. No wonder why you look so pale, boy. You look like, how do you say, in Wendeliner cadaver. I turn my head halfway towards her. What? She gives a tiny sigh, waving one claw hand in a circle as if she's trying to conjure simpler words. You look terrible, worse than before, pale, like someone left you out in the rain and forgot to bring you in. Thanks, really feeling the love. She shrugs with a faint smirk, but I'm already turning back to the door. Eris, please, just say something. I rest my forehead against the wood, voice lower now. I didn't mean to vanish, I couldn't move. I thought you'd understand, but maybe I should have pushed myself more. Still no answer. And it starts to hurt in a different way now. Not the fever, not the weakness, but the silence itself. Go away. Oh, my neck. Let me readjust my pillows real quick. I had a chiropractic appointment today. My neck shouldn't be hurting, but here we are. Oof. It turns out she just fell asleep and forgot to unlock the door. That'd be funny. I blinked, taken aback, my hand still on the door as if I'm waiting for it to open. Eris. She doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't even move. As far as I can tell, but her words come through, heavier this time. Heavier than anything she's thrown at me before. I've seen this before. People getting close, saying nice things, then pulling away like I was a mistake. A pause. I don't dare speak. First they talk less, then they stop showing up, then they're just gone. Her breath hitches faintly at the end. I don't want it again. If you really don't want to see me, then go. This will be the last time. I can hear the heartbreak in her voice. She's beginning to sob. She's beginning to sob as... she's just taking it in. She's just smiling and taking it in. She's not pushing me away because she's angry. She's pushing me away because she thinks I don't want to see her. To my side, Lorelei shifts again. She starts walking behind and past me. I forgot I had to do something at the, somewhere important. She's already backing away as she says it. Her claws clicking softly at the wooden floor, not even trying to hide her exit. Such a good friend in the end. I turn back to the door, alone again. The silence settles deeper now, even Lorelei's presence is gone. John, are you still out there? My throat tightens at the sound of my name. Yeah, I'm here. It's silent in the cabin for a moment, but I hear the sounds of movement inside. You really won't leave me? I won't. There's a pause, long enough that I wonder if she's going to say something else. She's standing there, her eyes are puffy, a little red. Red on red, huh? Relief washes through me like a warm wave, tension breaking from my shoulders. And then, just as fast, my stomach lurches. I gag, one hand flying to my mouth as I stumble forward a step. Dizzy and suddenly drenched in cold sweat. Oh no, it's the dragon pheromones, isn't it? He's allergic. Whoa, hey, not in the doorway. Directed out there. I'm not feeling well. I was reading. I braced myself against the wall, breathing shallow, trying not to let the sickness win right here in front of her. You really do look terrible. I spin around, barely making a turn, but whatever was crawling its way up decides to retreat back down. A false alarm, but a brutal one. Everything tilts. The dizziness, though, doesn't let up. If anything, it gets worse. The corridor stretches and swims in my vision. My knees wobble. Everything around me seems to twist and bend like the ship's floor is made of water. Hang on. John. Johnny! Dead. Throw him overboard. But we finally have new CGs. I'm gonna save this. So that way if I have to do another part, it's right. No overwriting. I wanted 9. That way, I can save that for later. I'm half asleep, drifting in and out, too tired to care about anything, too comfortable to move. For once, I'm not freezing or burning up, just okay. My head's resting on something soft, definitely not a pillow, warmer than that. There's a quiet rise and fall beneath me, steady breathing. First thing I see is a jaw, familiar, sharp, strong, Eris. I'm lying on her lap. Takes me a second to process it. I glance around without moving too much. Bench, walls, some random books stacked in a corner. No puke bucket in sight. Yeah, this isn't my cabin. It's hers. My cheeks shift against her thigh, but she doesn't flinch. Might be asleep, or just pretending not to notice I drooled on her leg or something. Either way, I'm not complaining. I could stay like this for a while. Her hand moves slow, gentle. I feel the weight of it settle on my head, warm and steady. Then it starts to move. Just the slightest drag of her fingers over my scalp, like she's tracing lazy circles. It's weirdly nice. Glad you are awake. I keep my eyes shut. Maybe if I play dead, she'll keep going. Just for a little longer. I know you're awake. You talk when you're sleeping. Damn it. That true? Yeah, I wonder what the things we said with Neela. She doesn't stop the motion of her hand, just gives me the tiniest smirk. Mm-hmm. What did I say? No answer. That smirk grows a little more, but she keeps her mouth shut. Now I'm worried. While you were sleeping, you started talking. She pauses, still dragging her hand slowly over my head. I don't like the way she says that. You describe my body in very detailed ways. My eyes shoot open fully now. Oh. Way too detailed. Her expression. Her tone is flat, not mad, not amused, just processing. You mentioned a mole. Oh, okay. On my butt. How would he know that? I had to check, John. I blink up at her, trying to process if this is real life or fever-induced hell. And guess what? There's a mole. There is a mole. Wait, if she had to check, did she have to, like, blind Anon just in case? She squints accusingly, a smirk forming on her face. How the hell do you know that? You haven't even seen me naked. I open my mouth, nothing comes out. That really happened? Did that just really happen, guys? Yeah, it really happened. She shifts a little under me, her hand still on my head, but now she's glaring at me like I invaded her dreams. You said my boobs were, and I quote, like warm golden pillows forged by smug ancient gods. I blink. That actually sounds kind of poetic. Shut up, not done. She lifts an eyebrow, clearly enjoying dragging this out now. You described my waist like it was carved from honeyed marble, honeyed marble, and then said my butt. My butt, John, was, quote, the kind of art that makes statues insecure. Please stop. No, it gets worse. She leans in, voice lower. You even talked about my tail. I tense. The tip, John. You described the tip of my tail. Said it flicks like a smug punctuation mark. What does that even mean? I don't know. Oh, boy. And then you said if you ever got to sleep with me, you'd probably die happy and it'd be worth the funeral. I throw an arm over my face. Okay, that one does sound like me. You're insane. Apparently just vividly imaginative. Or a creep. Why not both? The worst part is, I liked it. She trails off, her hand still resting on my head, fingers idle now. I've never heard anyone talk about me like that. She looks away, eyes unfocused for a moment, jaw tight. Not that detailed. Not that. Damn. She exhales through her nose, almost like she wants to laugh, but can't find the humor in it. One man being so damn, I don't even know, honest, stupid, whatever it is. Her hand moves again, slow and warm over my scalp. I don't say anything yet, just listening. Most male dragons look at me like I'm some kind of freak. Too tall, too strong, too something. She shrugs, but it's stiff, like she's trying to make it look like it doesn't matter. But you're delirious with fever and still manage to make me feel like I'm some goddess or something. I shift slightly, look up at her from her lap, my voice low. Maybe don't discount the possibilities that I just see you clearly. Clearly, you called my boobs golden pillows. Fuck. I'm not mad. She says it quietly, staring off at the wall like she's figuring it out herself. Well, maybe not that mad. She glances down at me, eyes narrowing slightly. Okay, a little mad, just a little. Her fingers tap lightly against my head. But not in the way you'd think. It's weird. I should be furious you described the shape of my tail tip in your sleep, and somehow even got it right. She sighs. But it felt nice, being noticed, like that, by a man. There's a pause, a longer one this time. I mean, it's not like I get that kind of attention, never, from guys who aren't creeps or drunks or both. She looks down again. So yeah, a little mad, but also kind of not. So you're saying my fever dream poetry won you over? She flicks my forehead gently. No, but it didn't hurt either. Just to be clear, the mole's on the left cheek, not the right. My mouth opens slightly, then closes again. I don't know what to say to that, so I just go with the safest response. Okay. She finally looks at me again, her gaze more focused now, serious, her fingers slow their movement on my head. So how would moles even work on scales? Like, doesn't that shit, like, shut off? Like... And speaking of tattoos on scalies, man, that shit's gotta, like... Those are, like, all tattoos would be temporary tattoos, man. My god. She finally looks at me again, her gaze more focused now, serious. Her fingers slow their movement on my head. What you said earlier, before you passed out. I stare up at her, quiet. That you won't leave me. Did you mean it? Yeah, I meant it. Eris doesn't say anything for a second. Then she smirks, tapping my bald head lightly with her index finger. Maybe one day, I'll let you see what's under the dress. She leans back just a little, eyes playful. But for now, you need to rest. I smirk, shifting a bit in her lap, feeling the warmth of her thighs under my cheek. I'm feeling better now, not perfect, but better than before. I think a good night of sleep will fix me up. Eris raises an eyebrow at me. When was the last time you actually ate something? I hesitate, then mumble. A few raisins. She just stares at me. Eris, you in there? Eris, I said, are you there? Come in. I lift my head from her lap, pushing myself up slowly to stand beside her. The door creaks open, and there's Lorelei, arms crossed, eyes scanning me with obvious concern. Anon, are you okay? You look awful. Are you feeling all right? Do you need a doctor? She blinks, then her eyes widen in panic. Wait, there's no doctors on the ship. What are we gonna do? Her expression softens, and then a small smile quirks her lips as she mumbles to herself. Wouldn't it be nice to date a doctor? I glare at Lorelei, feeling a bit annoyed on how fast she jumped from worrying about me to daydreaming about dating a doctor. What a gold digger. Seriously, one minute you're panicking about no doctors, next you're thinking about dating one. She blinks, clearly caught off guard. Well, priorities, right? I'm just glad I wasn't actually dying, because if I was, I'd know better than to trust you with my life. Excuse me, I'm very responsible when it matters. Sure, right up until you start fantasizing about a doctor with dreamy eyes and a steady income. Oh no, it's D-Dinosaur all over again. She opens her mouth to argue, but then just huffs and looks away, muttering something under her breath. Eris snorts beside me, clearly entertained. Anyway, I should probably go get something in my stomach before I pass out again. That's actually a good idea for once. Go on. And don't just eat raisins this time. I stretch, still a little unsteady on my feet, and make my way to the door. Lorelei gives me a little half wave that looks way too smug for someone who's panicked 10 seconds ago. The door shuts behind me. So did you tell him about the part where he described your boobs? Unfortunately, yes. He said they were yellow, right? Don't ask. You know, I'm somehow offended. Oh boy, what now? He described every inch of you like you're like some kind of obsessed artist. But when he mumbled about me, all he said was, annoying face. That's it, just that. Well, he wasn't wrong. Still rude. I gotta readjust the pillows again. My neck is just... ugh. Give me a moment. Gotta bring out the sand pillow, or the micro bead pillow again. Ugh. Lorelei starts dating Omni-Man. Yeah, from D-Dinosaur. No chatter, no clinking plates, nothing. I drag myself to one of the benches and sit down, resting my elbows on the table as I try to gather some strength. Not even a minute passes before the kitchen door swings open, and the chef steps out. Eyes locking onto me immediately. Ah, Giovanotto, feeling any better? Yeah, a bit. Thought I could handle eating something now. He eyes me up and down with a skeptical expression, then nods slowly. I don't trust that stomach yet. I have Navy biscuits, hard, dry, boring. Perfect for someone recovering. You probably won't want anything with flavor for now anyway. I should have my guide out. Let me go get my guide. Whoops. Official guide. Yeah, none of this matters. None of this matters. Play it safe. I nod slowly. Yeah, biscuits sound fine. Chef grunts approvingly and walks over to the shelf on the far wall. He grabs a small tin, pops it open, and pulls out a couple of thick, dry navy biscuits wrapped in cloth. He places them in front of me with a thud. Chew slow, these things can break teeth if you're not careful. I give a half-tired smile and break one of them in half. Crumbles in a dry mess, but it's food. Took me a half an hour to finish. That damn biscuit. Felt like chewing on a brick. My teeth hurt, my jaw sore, but at least I got something in my stomach now. That's better than before. No sign of the chef. No point waiting around for dinner. Whatever he's making, I'm not eating it. My stomach would probably just throw it right back up anyway. Cabin, bed, quiet, that's all I want right now. Oh no, it's Max. The door creaks open and I step into my cabin. Feels colder than usual, or maybe that's just me. I sit on the edge of the bench and tug my boots off, one at a time. My arms feel heavy. Everything does. Well, I guess I'll sleep earlier today so I can recover. Friday. It's Friday. Another great morning inside the ship. Yesterday it stopped raining for a couple of hours, but it resumed not long after. I stretch and get out of my bunk, glancing over at Max, who's still buried in that book she's been reading for the past few days. After filling the bucket with water, I toss them in, watching the dirt and sweat soak out. Just as I'm about to grab the soap, I realize it's missing. Now what? Max might have some, but asking her isn't exactly the best idea. She'd have to get dressed and go to the cargo area to pick one bar. There's no way I can get these clean without soap. With a sigh, I turn to Max, who's still deep in her book. Hey, mate, can I borrow you for a second? She barely shifts, just glancing at me over the edge of the pages. Yes? Where can I get another bar of soap? You ran out already. I thought you were stretching it thin yesterday. Well, it's gone. Max closes her book, resting it on her lap as she gives me a considering look. Hard to explain. There should be a crate with some supplies stashed in the far corner. I need visual... Wait, did we go through the... Yeah, we did. That's still... Okay. I shouldn't stress myself with stuff I've went through before. Alright. Only 2 passengers in the saloon this morning, one hunched over a bowl near the window, and another sitting stiff like they're not quite awake yet. But at least they're finally coming out of their cabins. Guess hunger beats bad weather in the end. I feel a tug on the back of my shirt. Oh, is this going to be the rich guy? I turn around. Oh, okay, good. Eris. She doesn't say anything, just steps in and hugs me. Like we've done this 100 times before. Her arms wrap around me with that solid, quiet strength of hers, and I end up bending a little under it. My head presses into her chest, warm, unshakable. Kind of embarrassing, but not unwelcome. She doesn't let go. You're warmer today. I guess that means I'm not dying anymore. You were weak yesterday, fragile, like wet cardboard. Thanks, I'll add that to the list of compliments. She pulls back, but only a little. Her hands stay where they are. Her eyes look me over like she's making sure the repair's held. You should eat. Planning on it. You're lighter than I expected. That's concerning. I'll fix it. Couple of biscuits, maybe a whole loaf of bread. She nods, satisfied, and turns towards the table, still holding onto my sleeve like I might float away if she lets go. She keeps holding my sleeve as we walk past the 2 passengers. One of them gives a brief glance, then looks away. The other doesn't even seem to notice us. That's fine. I'm not in the mood for talking to strangers. Eris makes me sit in front of her, almost forcing herself to let go of me. She lets go of my sleeve once I'm seated, but her presence stays right there, close and grounded. I'm a little concerned. I glance at her, expecting something about yesterday. Because of what happened? She shakes her head. No, not that. Her voice is calm, but there's a strange note in it. Something thoughtful. Do we actually know each other? I blink. That wasn't the question I expected. Huh? Not really, not past surface level stuff. I guess we don't really know each other much at all. She nods, like that settles something for her. Then we should talk about each other, more than we have. Now? Now. She sits up straighter, hands on the table like she's ready to take notes. I don't like tea. Let's go from there. I turn to her and narrow my eyes slightly, picking at that last bit she dropped like it's a loose thread. Wait, the other day, when you weren't feeling well, I brought you tea. She nods once, slowly. It's such a subtle change. So you were just sitting there, uncomfortable with it this whole time. She gives a soft hum, somewhere between a yes and a maybe, then her eyes shifts elsewhere, just slightly. When you called me pretty, I was thinking about anything but the tea. My mouth opens a little, then closes again. I wasn't expecting that. She tilts her head slightly, her tone's still flat, but there's a subtle shift in the air. Her voice is quieter now. But yes, I don't like tea, especially black tea. It tastes like bitter leaves and just bitterness. Unless it's very sweet, and I can pretend it's something else. Noted, next time, no bitter leaf regret water. She nods, satisfied with this agreement, like we just signed a treaty. I lean back a little, arms crossed over my chest as I consider sharing something in return. Alright, since we're confessing weaknesses, I'm pretty bad with alcohol. Eris blinks at me, surprised. Not dramatically, but she looks a little funny. You're a featherweight. Painfully so. 2 glasses and I start talking too much. 3 and I'm asleep. She nods slowly, filing that away like it's critical information. I drink a lot. That doesn't surprise me. I'm not a featherweight. That also doesn't surprise me. She sits straighter, just a little proud now. I like trying different drinks, different colors, different bottles, different countries. Some are bad, some are confusing, some make my ears feel warm. I like that. And here I am passing out after half a cup of whiskey. Thank you for that one, chef. That's alright, I can carry you. You already did, twice. If we count how she pulled me here, it's twice. She nods once, calmly. And I would again. She goes quiet for a moment, eyes dropping to the table. There's something different in her expression now. Not distant, not calculating, just hesitating. Her crimson scales don't make blushing easy to catch, but I see it. Just a faint shift in color across her cheeks, deeper than usual, like heat rising beneath the surface. If you really want to stick around with me... She pauses, then glances sideways at me without turning her head. You should know I'm very needy. Oh no! Needy? Yes. She says it flatly, with the way her claws tap against the table gives her away. I like contact, touching, cuddling. I know it's not efficient, but I enjoy it. You wonder why I read that book so much, Anon? I bring that book with me to bed, if you catch my drift, Anon. You say that like it's a warning. It is, I'm warning you. I require regular hugging, arm contact, full body weight pressing on each other. These things are important. Heh. So you're saying I need to prepare for ambush cuddles? She doesn't answer right away, just shrugs, the red in her face still quietly glowing. That depends. Do you resist? I meet her eyes, the corner of my mouth twitching upwards. No, probably not. She finally relaxes again, letting out a slow breath like I just passed some sort of compatibility test. Eris shifts in her seat, her shoulders drawing in slightly, not tense, but careful, thoughtful. Since you said you don't mind, there's something else. Remember the last road ain't on? Remember how you made Neela scream? I kind of want that too, Anon. I glance at her, my smile softening a bit. All right. She doesn't look at me at first. Her gaze stays on the table, fingers tracing a faint line across the wood again. Once we get off the ship, I want more intimacy, physical. She says it without flinching, calm, plain, but her tone is different now, lower, honest in a way that almost feels fragile. Not right now, I mean. I wouldn't mind now either, but I'm not fully ready, mentally. I stay quiet, letting her speak at her own pace. I like that kind of closeness a lot, but... yeah, from someone who's only experienced it once, and then never again. She finally glances at me. You remember what I told you about my ex? I nod once. One night, that's all it took, then it was over. She shakes her head slightly. It's hard to find someone who fits. I don't mean emotionally, physically too, with my size. With how I am, it's not easy. Her fingers curl slightly on the table, not out of anger, just restrained frustration. Even when I want it, it doesn't mean it works or feels right. I don't want it to be like that again. I'm tired of putting square shapes in circle holes, Anon. Do you hear me? I exhale slowly and give her a small nod, steady. I get it. You want it to mean something and feel right for both of us. That's why I got some enhancements for you. Some enhancement pills, Anon. You need to take these. She holds my gaze now, quiet for a moment. Yes. So if you're going to stick around, you need to know that too. Footsteps. Chef, who overheard everything. I think we're compatible, Eris. I'm pretty much just a larger Anon. The gas station rhino pill, of course. Eris gives Anon the Broly booster he got from Max's time-traveling friends. Oh boy. I look up just as the chef rounds the corner with 2 plates in hand. He's moving a bit slower than usual, not in a tired way, more like cautious, similar to someone walking in on something they wish they hadn't heard. Now this guy's got like ears of a ninja or something, man. He placed the plates down in front of us without a word. He's gone, practically disappears through the kitchen doors like the room burned him. I glance at Eris. He definitely heard everything. Eris doesn't even flinch, just picks up her fork and studies her food like nothing happened. Good. You know I have a thing for humans, right, Anon? She doesn't elaborate, doesn't look embarrassed, just picks up her fork and nudges something on her plate before looking at me again. You need to think about it, for real. I meet her eyes, already knowing what she means. About staying with you. She nods. Because I'm not going to pretend I don't want more. I do. I want to be affectionate, I want closeness, and eventually I want intimacy. I want. What about what Anon wants? Her tone doesn't waver. She's not blushing this time. It's all plain, settled truth from her. Not now, I'm not ready yet, but I will be, and when I am, I want that to be with someone who actually wants to be there, with me. Not just being kind, not just going along with it, I stay quiet, listening. She sets her fork down, fingers folding together on the table. I swear, if this becomes like their ending, that's gonna be hilarious. We should have talked about this before. I know that, but I'm saying it now because I want to be sure. I need to be sure that you want a girl like me. Oh, is this gonna be one of the choices? So think about it. If you don't want to rush, I don't want an answer that's real. Oh wait, but I want an answer that's real. She's not pressuring me, but I can feel the weight behind her words. Something serious. Something she's been holding in for a while. I really want this to go further. She says it with complete honesty. No hesitation, no fluff. But it only works if you want it to. All of it. Not just the soft parts. She leans forward just a little. I'm ready to give more, to be more, but you have to be ready to commit to it too. Her eyes don't waver, not even for a second. So I'll wait for your answer. I swallow once, slowly. After your shift today, I want to know if you really want to be with me or not. She doesn't say it coldly, there's no threat in it, just something simple and clear. She wants this to matter, and she wants me to mean it. Eris watches me for a second longer, then nods to herself like something's been settled, at least on her end. She picks up her plate, standing proud with her chest and tail up. I'll be in my cabin after your shift. I'll be waiting. She holds my gaze one last time, then turns to walk off without another word, plate in hand, her tail swaying behind her in slow, controlled movements. This could change everything. Not just between us, but something in me. A turn I can't undo once it's made. She's not asking for a maybe, or a slow fade into something half real. She wants something whole. I can feel deep down that if I say yes, I'm not walking the same path I was before. I look down at the plate. Still hot. I start eating, but I barely taste anything. I don't even remember lifting the fork, just that suddenly it's empty and so is the plate. Breakfast vanishes before the weight in my chest does. Without thinking twice, I stand from the bench and head for my shift. The hours ahead feel longer already. Let me reposition real quick. I gotta rip the tag off this pillow, I swear to God. It's annoying. Actually, let me get a fan in here too. I'll be back real quick. Alright. All good. One of my artists asked me once if we could use Max as... What? What? Fuck, man. Oh, that is madness. Alright. The glass is streaked with salt and rain, but the view is still there. Gray scales, angry sea, endless motion. Well, this is new. Neela's already at the helm. She glances over her shoulder, one hand steady on the wheel. Good morning. I nod back, giving a faint grunt that's meant to sound like morning, but probably doesn't. I make my way to the fixed chair and sit down with a small sigh. The shift begins. Outside, the waves roll on, endlessly and heavy. Inside, everything is quiet. Just the sound of the ship, the weather, and my own thoughts circling. Again and again, around a crimson-scaled girl waiting for my answer. Sigh. Slow, heavy hours go by. The hue of the sky outside changes from stormy gray to something softer and more golden, as if the sun is attempting to make an appearance. I haven't said much. Neela hasn't either. Like always, she's steady behind the wheel, concentrated, trustworthy, even though I don't feel like I belong in the room today. I'm the type of presence you can rely on. I can still hear her words and see myself back in the saloon. I'll be waiting. The door opens behind us. The captain steps in, his coat spotted with sea spray. He gives Neela a nod. I'll take it from here. Neela doesn't argue. Without a word, she moves away from the wheel, rubbing her palms against her coat before glancing out the window. All yours, Uncle. I rise to my feet. It's time. I don't say a word as I leave the wheelhouse, just a quiet nod to the captain. I glance at Neela, and then I step out into the corridor. My boots echo softly against the floorboards. I didn't need that image. Oh God, I don't want to hear about that either. Ugh. The ship itself seems to know I'm approaching something important since the hallway becomes quieter than normal. I didn't eat, couldn't. Every step has been heavier than the previous since I left the wheelhouse, and my stomach has been churning. By the time I reach the common area at the women's cabins, the ship feels still, like the whole world is holding its breath. I lift my hand. There's a pause. Her voice then wafts through, serene as ever. Come in. My fingers tighten on the handle. I breathe in once, brace myself, and step inside. The door shuts behind me with a soft click. Her cabin is neat, quiet, lit by the gentle orange glow from the sun. She's sitting near the window, legs crossed, her back straight, like she's been waiting this whole time without moving. She doesn't smile, doesn't look surprised, just watches me with that steady gaze of hers. Have you made up your mind? No preamble, no delay. Straight to the question. I want to start from zero. So I'm going to save all, because I got Neela's in here somewhere. I'm going to save all these. And I'm going to do, when we're finally finished with everything, I'm going to see, just letting them all down at once, one after the other. Just for the lulls. I'll return. Yes, I want to be with you. I take a breath, not a deep one, not some dramatic pause, just enough to steady myself. Yeah. Her brow lifts slightly, almost like she's making sure I meant to say it. I want to keep going with this, with you. I take a step closer, then another. Even knowing what you'll want once we're on the continent, I still want it, all of it. Still no words from her. Instead, she gently uncrosses her legs and, without looking away, lifts one hand and pats her lap, once, twice, a quiet, silent gesture that says more than anything she could have spoken. An invitation. And we're back here again. I step closer, my legs feeling a little heavier than before. I lower myself carefully, turning as I go, and rest my head across her thighs. One hand settles gently on my shoulder. The other moves to the top of my head, her fingers gliding over bare skin with surprising tenderness. No funny names, no jokes, just slow, thoughtful motion, like she's memorizing the shape of me without needing to see it. She doesn't speak, but her hands say it all. Uh-oh. Was there supposed to be a saucy scene there? Oh boy. Yes. You wouldn't want to rest your head on a big girl's thighs. That knock almost set off my Goon Cave intrusion alarms. Uh-oh. Oh boy. It's too early. Max is still in her bunk, curled up tight with her arms around her blanket, face barely visible under a messy curtain of hair. She looks peaceful, small. I rub my face, pull on my boots, and decide I need to walk. Cabin's too quiet. Cabin's too everything lately. Verts is standing near one of the support pillars, cigarette balanced between his lips. I nod to him casually. What are you doing up this early? He exhales a thin stream of smoke, eyes following it as he drifts towards the low ceiling. It's my day off. The rain picks up a little. Wait, did I go? Yeah, I went through this. Okay. Orange's voice follows a second later, echoing off the low ceiling. Vert, there's only Navy biscuits left unless you want to dig through the tins again. It's stuff I went through before, right? Orange rounds the bottom of the stairs and spots me leaning nearby. His eyes brighten a little as he raises a hand in a tired half-wave. Morning, didn't expect to see you up this early. Couldn't sleep. Yeah, we've been through this fishing and then Victoria, right? So, what's the deal with you and that tall red lady? The one that looks like she could bench press Vert? Eris, we finally figured things out. Took a while, but we're good now. Orange nods with an approving smile. Nice, glad to hear it. I grin. Though, her friend wants to meet you. Orange pauses. Wait, I think I did meet her. She was asking me about the engines the other day, like a lot of questions. Very intense. He shrugs, completely oblivious. No idea why she was so interested, though. She was clearly not interested. Orange sighs, shifting his weight from one foot. Fish. Yep, fish. Fish. We eat fish. Light steps. Are you eating tuna? I don't look up right away. I swallow first. Marlin. Seriously, that's marlin? She sits down across from me, eyeing the gray's paste with a skeptical look. Isn't that, like, rare or fancy? I shrug. It was, for about 5 minutes. She leans over the table a little, peering at my plate like it might tell her something I haven't. Does it taste like tuna? I think about it for a second, then nod slightly. Kinda, it's firmer, meatier, but yeah, close enough. The paste makes it all the same. She stares at the biscuit in my hand. So someone caught a marlin, and then the chef made this. There's a story I'll tell you later, or someone else will, probably with more exaggeration. She reaches for my biscuit again. You're just gonna steal it anyway, aren't you? Not if you offer it nicely. I sigh and push the plate a little towards her. She doesn't hesitate, snatches up a biscuit, scoops some of the marlin paste like she's done this before. Takes a bite. There's a loud crunch, then a pause. She chews slowly, jaw working with visible effort. This is kind of hard, even for me. She taps the edge of the biscuit against the table and makes a faint clack, like stoneware. Fish tastes like tuna, though. A little firmer, but yeah, not bad. I'd believe you if you said it was boiled. You mean if it was good? Exactly. She sets the half-eaten biscuit down, wiping the corner of her mouth with the back of her sleeve, like a lady who doesn't care about table manners in international waters. I'll give you one of mine when I get my portion. I don't think my jaw will enjoy another one, honestly. She snorts. Don't be dramatic. I'm not. I think I just unlocked a new dental fear. Alright, now I really need to know how much of Marlin's ended up as prison spread. That's a story involving Lady Victoria, a big fish, and a lot of raw strength that no one predicted. I knew it. She grins. This ship is better than a theater. How did you not notice the commotion earlier? It was loud enough to wake the dead. Eris leans back with a small sigh, brushing a lock of hair behind her ear. Me and Lorelei were organizing the cabin, again. She rolls her eyes like it's a weekly ritual. We were arranging clothes from least used to most used. Not thrilling, but it needed doing. She stretches her neck a bit, then pauses like something clicks in her head. Right, I actually came here to ask for a lemon. A lemon? Yeah, for the cabin. She says it so plainly, it takes me a second. Wait, I already saw this? Wait, hold on. That's it, you're going in the timeout corner for 10 seconds. Uh-oh, what did he say? Oh, no. No, I didn't see this before. You're lying. I didn't see this. Why? Because unlike you, who somehow found a way to wash his clothes every day, we're operating on a more strategic laundry schedule. Wouldn't hurt to have something fresh smelling around. Lemon, vinegar. I'd even take chalk at this point. She takes a step back from the bench, brushing off a crumb that never landed on her. Anyway, I'll eat later. Just like that, she turns and heads out. I look down at my biscuit again. She ate my biscuit and left. I'm halfway through convincing myself to eat the last half of the biscuit when the saloon door opens again. Oh boy, Lorelei. But her expression is different. Less calculating, more pleasant. Good morning, Anon. How are you today? She says it with perfect diction, no sarcasm, no side-eye glance, just straight-up friendly. I blink once, twice. I'm alright. How are you? She walks over to the end of the table, but doesn't sit. Just folds her hands politely in front of her. I'm clean, well-fed, and active. The conditions for today are good. That's good to hear. Oh. I was supposed to introduce her to Orange. Completely slipped my mind. She's probably excited, or at least her version of it, which is to say, not frowning. I open my mouth to say something, but before a single word escapes, she moves. Oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh. She has got hips, man. Those are some hips, man. Bazinga. Oh no. She's turning from German to Mountain German. Oh no. Without warning, Lorelei lifts the front of her dress, clean, deliberate, clinical. My brain stalls. Her leg is lifted slightly, showing her thigh, but what really draws my eye is the thing she's wearing. It's not a stocking, not a garter. I don't know what to call it. Some kind of structured fabric loops from the top of her socks and connects with the narrow strap to something else. The pattern is intricate. The material's taut against her scales, black with tiny silver stitchings that shimmer faintly under the light. My brain starts throwing words at the wall. Oh no, neuron activation. What is that? Lorelei looks at me calmly, still holding her dress up without the slightest hint of embarrassment. I get to show you this because I don't even want you, so boo-hoo. It is a segment support and presentation undergarment. I manufactured it myself. The base design is adapted from classical armor harnessing with decorative liberties. She shifts her stance slightly, displaying it like she's at a gallery exhibit. I require your insight. I'm still frozen, still trying to make sense of what I'm looking at. Do you think Orange would find this appealing? My mouth opens. Nothing comes out. I understand that you are a male, and Orange is a male, and that both of you express baseline heterosexual attraction. Your point of view is therefore important. I rub my forehead. She finally lets her dress fall back down into place, brushing the fabric with mechanical neatness. So you want to know if Orange would like that? Correct. You're going to need to be way more subtle than that when you meet him. Excellent. I'm also looking for something with a strong aroma, like citrus. The cabin is still jeopardized. Wait, does she not have feet? She has no legs! Come on, go. I don't know. Go back. Like, yeah, she... If we look, she's cut off at the legs. So, canonically, she has no, like, lower legs or, like, feet. Oh, Lord. She's just flying away. She's on peg legs or some shit. You just don't see them. Without waiting for a reply, she turns sharply and walks out of the saloon with the same brisk precision she arrived with. I exhale. That was something. I lean back on the bench, blinking at the ceiling for a second. Eris steps back inside, shoulders slightly slouching this time. Did that bitch show you her fucking thighs? Tell me you didn't get a fucking boner from it, Anon, or I swear I'm gonna throw you off the ship. She spots me, lets out a tired groan, and heads straight for the bench across from mine. I give up. I'm not allowed near ingredients at the cargo, it seems. I raise an eyebrow, still not fully recovered from earlier. She squints at me. I smelled Lorelei was here. You look a little red. I stiffen slightly. Do I? You should drink some water. You're overheating or something. I glance at the kitchen. Water sounds appealing right now. Can't leave the table. Not right now. Not right now. Is that what I think it is, Anon? I'm getting the fucking knife. It's over. Please don't make me stand up. She raises an eyebrow, tilting her head. What, are you guarding the marlin paste? I don't answer. I just keep my hands firmly planted on the table. She narrows her eyes, grinning now. Sweet primordial one, what happened while I was gone? Nothing. Eris leans back slowly, folding her arms like she just solved the puzzle. I almost thought it was going to be another CG, like, oh, if you thought her thighs were good, look at mine, Anon. The majority of the ship went to sleep. The hallway's lanterns glow warmly, and the background lullabies the familiar groan of wood and distant hum of the engines. Walking on stubs. What do you mean that's new? Did you not know the sprites you're working with? Gonna check what happened there. Fuck, I miscalculated the offset. You ain't getting the rest of my biscuits. That's not a bad idea. Wait, what's not a bad idea? What? Oh no, what did I say? Uh-oh. The majority of the ship went to sleep. Oh, wait, we read that. I'm standing outside the common area near the women's cabins, just having walked Eris back after a whole day of chatting to know each other better. She stops at her door, arms crossed slightly. Night-night, Johnny. Night, Eris. She lingers for half a second, then steps into the cabin. The door swings shut behind her with a soft click. I turn around, about to start my slow walk back to the crew cabins when... Gonna be rich guy, right? Oh no. Oh no. I'm in danger. The Eris thigh. Oh no. I'm in double danger. What happened with Orange? My soul leaves my body. I jumped like someone fired a cannon next to my ear, nearly smacking into the wall. Sweet primordial one, fuck me with... I spin around mid-swear. Heart trying to crawl out of my chest. Right behind me, Lorelei stands with her arms crossed and a moderately irritated expression, as if I had just committed a war crime against punctuality. I stare at her, still catching my breath. Lorelei? Yes. She doesn't blink. You were supposed to introduce me to Orange. You can't just appear behind people like that. I've been here for 34 seconds. You what? You and Eris were talking. I didn't say anything to avoid interrupting. You just stood there, watching. I'm quite skilled at being unnoticed. Oh, I can only think of that fucking Metal Gear Solid meme of, like, Colonel, I'm trying to be quiet, but the sound of my ass cheeks clapping is alerting the guards. Oh, I need a drink. Oh. She takes a step closer. But that does not explain the delay on your promise, Dummkopf. Kampf? I'm still recovering from the heart attack. I forgot. I meant to. I swear. It's just things happened. Her eyes narrowed to gray slits. Yes, I noticed. You spent the entire day frolicking around with the ship with her. She jerks her head towards the door Eris just closed. That slab of walking masonry. Eris? Yes, Eris, the giantess. The walking mountain range. The big hipped sass factory who smells like gun oil and mint. Big hit. Lorelei, I don't think you could just throw that. Big hit. Have you looked in the mirror? Lorelei, do I need to get a mirror big enough for you to look into? As if to physically contain whatever is simmering, she wraps her arms once more, this time more tightly. While you were out there sharing meals and flirtatious glances with the ship's artillery piece, She pauses, breathes. I was suffering. Suffering? Yes, you may have not noticed, which is clearly part of the problem. But I've been walking strangely all day. Oh, because is it the things you're wearing? Did you walk around like Peg Leg Pete? Like you got kicked in the nuts? I think back, she did have a weird gait earlier, like she was favoring one side. That's because I've been wearing this undergarment that I created myself, totally imported thread and silk that had been adjusted for steel. She gestures at herself dramatically. A composition created especially to highlight and showcase my suitability as a possible partner. Oh, my neck. Now, your legs hurt, my neck hurts. You're a pain in the neck. Why don't you be a pain in the ass? She leans in slightly. And it's biting into my scales. I take a small, horrified step back. Even the sensitive zones ain't on. The sensitive zones! You didn't have to keep it on all day. I did, because you said you would introduce me to Orange. She spreads her arms. Let's just keep it at the arms. So I waited all day, adjusting, enduring, smiling at everyone like nothing was happening while my circulation was being challenged by fabric engineering. Do you understand what it's like to suffer for aesthetics, while someone else gets to stumble into romance by existing next to Miss Siege Engine? I didn't mean to forget. I can't. I just can't. You don't get it. She paces once in a small, furious loop. I'm going to be remembered as the dragoness who got a mate after the big one. She stops, points to herself. Not the trendsetter, not the innovator, not the bold cross-continental artist who brought underwear into a conservative maritime society, no. Her hand drops. She breathes, sharp and frustrated. I stare at her, completely out of my depth. So you want to go get Orange right now? Wait, you want me to go get Orange right now? I want you to fix this before I have to sleep in this thing, because if I have to wake up with a permanent thigh crease, I swear on the bones of my ancestors I'll... Well, won't it just come out with shedding? Okay, I'll get him. I need to add more Sheldon Cooper quotes to her dialogue since people don't notice the references. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. But I like the smell of gun oil and mint. She is down atrocious. I'll leave the common area running for my life. If I don't fix this, she will sleep in that thing, and I'm not sure the ship will survive her wrath by morning. I reach the aft package and walk upstairs to the outer deck, cool night air slapping me in the face like a second punishment. I'm surprised we didn't transition over there. Oh, now we will. He looks up, chewing slowly, his expression confused, mildly concerned. Anon, what's the... I don't stop. We're kidnapping the dragon. I take hold of his arm as if I was... The fuck? Is that the fucking announcement thing? God, I'm gonna have to deal with that now. That's why I love winter for the fact that I don't have to hear the stadium across blaring its fucking PA system. Ugh. I take hold of his arms as if I were going to drag him into a lifeboat in the middle of a fire. No time, you. Big legs, state now. He blinks. What? Just come with me before I die. He looks at me, looks at the hallway I just emerged from, then looks at me again. Light purple scales, weird eyes, talks like she's writing a textbook while speaking. Ringing any bells? He blinks once, twice. Wait, is that about the one dragoness from the other day? Yes, Lorelei. You looked at her for like 5 seconds, and she's been emotionally preparing to mate with you ever since. We have to go. Orange's eyes show that his soul just left his body. Stone still. Like someone who just pulled the brakes on his entire central nervous system. Mate? Yes. As in mate, dragons for life kind of deal? Mate as in marriage, mate as in sex. Who gives a fuck? Just come with me before I die. Orange flinches like he got hit by a wave of steam pressure. His mouth opens, then closes. Okay, moving now. No, it's the Taco Tuesday kind of look. I grab his wrist and yank. He's stumbling behind me like a sack of wet coal. Wait, does she actually expect something tonight? Like, now? She's been clenching lace in places that should never be clenching laces since sunrise. Walk faster. I don't even know her. You locked eyes, it's like Pokemon, Orange. You locked eyes with her, and now you have to battle her in bed. You talked about pistons, engines, whatever. You made the mistake, now move. At this point, I'm basically tugging him. Orange stops, gripping the railing like it's a holy relic. What if she wants to bite? Then let her, it'll be over faster. He looks at me, mouth slightly open, pupils darting around like he's running math equations in panic. Am I even dressed okay? Brother in steam, if you ask me for cologne, I will throw you overboard. He shuts up. Good. We descend into the corridor like condemned men, the air thicker with every step. Oh, we don't even get to see it unfold, man. Robbed. That better be in the remastered. Anon grabs Orange with one hand and picks him up like a cardboard cutout. He picks him up like the gym teacher from Dancing Towards Tomorrow. And the next day, a new scene with him and Orange Sprite changes to look like the dry soy jack. Oh, yes, honey. Noted, we need a CG of Anon tugging Orange. Alright. The sun's not even through the porthole yet. Just a pale of stripe of light across the floorboards. Max's bunk is empty. Sheets tangled like a fight broke out. Pillow halfway to the floor. No trace of her. They stole Max. No footsteps in the hall. No voices. Just the lone groan of the ship's hull shifting with the sea. I'm about to leave when the door opens. You went out like that? Max slips inside, still in her pajamas, but her hair's damp, clinging in curls down her neck. That's time for water. Morning. Where were you? She tosses herself onto her bunk with a thump, arms behind her head. Toilets. It's Taco Tuesday again, Anon. Oh, fucking Tailbone. Tailbone has no humor, man. Just went to wash my hair, plain water. It was starting to feel like I was sleeping in bacon grease. Can't say that I know what it's like. Last time I had greasy hair, I think I was 7. She snorts. Yeah, rub it in, Chrome Dome. I'm just saying, if I woke up feeling like breakfast, I'd probably just skip the hair part entirely. She smiles, eyes half shut now. Didn't want to wake you. You could have. I would have handed you my bucket in moral support. She hums. Maybe next time. Also, your bucket. Remember who brought it in here the first place? Is she giving me, like, the bootleg finger guns? The sea outside's still for once, like someone ironed it. Isn't it weird how calm it is today? The words barely leave my mouth before a low rumble rolls across the hall. A second later, the rain starts again, light at first, then heavy. A fast, steady drumming against the glass like a 1,000 tiny fists. You just had to speak, didn't you? Yeah, I'm not some kind of rain god. I didn't make it happen. She turns her head just enough to glare at me from under her mess of a hair. Sweet primordial one, next time just shut up. Noted. Want me to grab breakfast for you since you're still dripping? She shifts slightly, one leg kicking off the blanket. But did I... No, this is new. It seems new, so yeah. I'm not really hungry right now. You can go eat. I'll catch up later. I sit for a moment longer, watching a drop slide off the end of her hair onto her cheek. You look like a mop goblin. She groans without lifting her head. Says the eggs with legs. Or egg with legs. I blink. That was uncalled for. So was mop and goblin. Heh. Oh. Oh, I can't wait to hear about this. Unless it's... Okay, it's new. Good. At the far end of the room, near the door to the kitchen, I spot Vert and Orange standing close, talking in low voices. Not many folks around this time, just a few passengers at the table. Heads down, half asleep. No one pays me any mind. Vert's still holding a mug of coffee. He doesn't look at his brother while he speaks. I won't be coming back to the cabin tonight. Still new? Okay. Orange nods once, like it's not news, like this was already decided before I walked in. Oh boy, here we go. Then Vert turns and walks out. Doesn't look at me, doesn't look at anyone, just leaves the half mug full on the table and disappears into the hallway. I walk over to Orange. What was that about? Orange doesn't answer right away. He just watches the door Vert left through, his jaw shifting like he's working something out in his teeth. He's sleeping in the engine room again. Why? Orange adjusts his weight and flicks his tail behind him as if he's partially dismissing the topic. He's just like that sometimes, needs space, not because he's mad or anything, well, not always. He just likes being alone with the stuff he understands, you know? It's not like I took Lorelei into the bunk and kept him awake all night. He glances at me, checking if I'm following. The engines, the pipes, the hiss, the rattle, and all that makes sense to him. People don't. So when things get off balance, he goes where it's simple, where it's quiet, even if it's loud. I nod slowly. I think I get it. Sometimes he doesn't talk much for a day or two, just tinkers and listens to steam valves, and tunes up stuff that ain't even broken. Then he's back like nothing happened. That's just how he resets. He says it without judgment or any hint of annoyance. He's not mad at me or you. He just needs to go be part of the machine for a bit. Makes him feel grounded. So I shouldn't go bothering. Orange snorts. Only if you want to end up learning the inner workings of the condenser coil for the next 5 hours without a break. What happened with Oh, here we go. Another drink. This is what I've been waiting for. Like that alien found in Mexico. I know that meme. Max had to go back to the future. This is in the early 1900s, so it's finger muskets. I get it. Early 19th century, so finger muzzle loaders. Lorelei turned the room into World War I trench. What happened with Lorelei yesterday after I left you two? Orange immediately shoots me a look. A betrayed one. After you dragged me with her, you mean? Dragged is a strong word. No, it's the exact word. You yanked me by the arm like I was your emotional support reptile and dumped me in front of a clingy girl with a war declaration in her eyes. He folds his arms, tail flicking sharply once. He looks like he's still recovering from the experience. I spent the next few hours trying not to combust while she showed me her designs. He rubs the back of his neck, visibly uncomfortable. She said they're meant to be worn under dresses, but they're barely covering anything. Thin fabric, lace everywhere. Strings and ribbons, stuff that probably took hours to stitch, and 2 seconds to scandalize a priest. I raise an eyebrow. All of them? She wore them. Oh. Lifted her dress halfway up her hip and started explaining each piece like it was a part of a military uniform. She had names for everything. Frills, ties, how it guides the eye. I didn't even know the eye needed guiding. I blinked, trying to picture it. And at one point... He pauses, sighing. She had me cornered. I was against the wall. She snuck one leg up, this high, blocking the way out, just smiling at me like I was supposed to evaluate the stitch work. I think I need to file a sexual harassment order, Anon. I'm scarred for life. So basically, you had the time of your life. No, it was the most awkward experience I ever had while fully clothed. Anon, you have to understand, I don't swing that way. His voice softens a little as he lets out a breath, as if he regrets how much he worried. But I guess she's not that bad. Bit intense. A little strange, but sorta nice. You sound smitten. Shut your mouth, or I swear I'll knit a pair of those things myself. The door to the saloon opens, making no sound at all. Watch it be Lorelei. That's a drink. With her shoulders back and chin up, Lorelei enters the room as if she were a huntress approaching her prey. Her eyes fixed on Orange as soon as she sees him. She pushes me away as she passes the large table as if no one else is there. And she has that face, the sort that you can't tell if she's going to give you a heart attack or a praise. Her voice is smooth, too smooth. I'm very glad of what I just heard. Orange freezes. So you'll be alone tonight? She smiles wider, eyes not leaving him for a second. Maybe I'll come by if you don't mind. Orange turns a color I've never seen a green dragon do before. Kind of like someone sucked all the blood out of him through his horns. She hums a little as if she picks up two navy biscuits, pours herself a mug of tea, and turns with the same smile still perfectly plastered on her face. She leaves the room as if she had just put down a loaded pistol and walked out without saying anything else or turning around. The door closes silently again. You have to help me! I raise an eyebrow. You just got flirted with in 2 languages and you're asking for backup. Buddy, Orange, you gotta understand, she's not into humans. I can't help you here. She's going to eat me. Not in a good way. The scary folklore way. Nope, not dealing with Lorelei. Damn, I'm late for my shift. Orange grabs my wrist like he's clinging to a piece of driftwood. You can't just leave me here. I literally can, and I'm doing it now. She spoke to me in a language I don't know, Anon. It sounded romantic. It sounded dangerous. I pull my arm free and start heading for the door. Good luck. Don't forget to lock your cabin. Or don't. I don't know what you're into. This is a betrayal on a biblical scale. I wave over my shoulder, already halfway down the hall. Tell Vert I said hi when you inevitably run into the engine room and sleep on his toolbox. And with that, I leave. I'm not even going to wish him good luck. He won't need it, probably. He got left blue-balled. Orange, it's time for your 6 a.m. durability test. Oh no, we're smoking now? Oh no. The shift ends without any problems. The ocean has been leveling off as we approach the mainland. The ship is no longer being pulled sideways by water walls. God, I'm ruining everything. Now there are only long, rolling swells, as if the Atlantic had finally had enough of the battle and allowed us to pass. The rain's almost stopped. Just a few stray drops clinging to the wind. Clouds are thinning, giving way to a dull gray horizon that doesn't look so angry anymore. I lean against the railing, elbows on the cool metal, and light the cigar. The tip flares to life, the smoke bitter on the draw, but warm enough to keep. Salt's in the air, but not sharp anymore. Dang, we're almost rolling up onto the 2-hour mark. I'll go to 2:05 at least. I'll promise those 5 extra minutes to actually make it 2 hours. I feel a gentle tug on the side of my shirt. It's going to be Eris. Now, it's Eris. She's looking up at me. Wait, looking up? Or shouldn't she be looking down? She's looking up at me, fingers barely clutching the hem of my shirt. I didn't know you smoked. I let the smoke trail out of the corner of my mouth before answering. It's not a habit. She tilts her head, watching me. Can I try, Anon? Just felt like it today. She nods once, slow and thoughtful, like she understands even if I don't explain. Neither of us speak for a moment. For a time, Eris maintains her eyes on the horizon while delicately folding her arms over her front as if she were bracing against something other than the wind. Then she speaks, quiet as always. Lorelei told me she won't be coming back to the cabin. Oh no. Oh no. She won't be coming back to the cabin tonight. I take one last drag and exhale through my nose. Yeah, I know. She looks down at me, curious, not surprised. Just the kind of question that comes from wanting to understand a puzzle piece. How do you know? I flick the ash off the edge of the cigar, half a smirk tugging at my mouth. Because I know who the future victim is. She doesn't flinch or ask what I mean, just nods. Like that fits perfectly in the world she's constructed around all of us. A pause. Would you like to spend some time in my cabin, just for a while, talking or not, just being there? Yeah, because someone's not coming back tonight. We'll have the night to ourselves. I glance out at the sea, then back to her. She's not fidgeting or second-guessing it. She just means it. Sure. She gives a small nod and turns away. I fall into step behind her, then pause for a second to pinch the cigar out against the railing. The ember dies with a faint hiss. I toss it into the metal tin at my side and follow her across the deck, the ship groaning softly beneath our feet as we head below. you get the scene after this. Pray for Orange. She will be missed. Oh no. I've never heard someone called German romantic, but different strokes for different folks, I guess. Hey, he had to talk Lorelei up, okay? He had to put on his sleazy car salesman persona to fucking sell the used car goods to the unexpected shopper, you know. We reached her cabin. She opens the door without a word and steps inside. I follow. She closes the door behind me and, click, locks it. I glance at her. Something about the air shifts. The whole air is her taking her dress off. There's no nervousness in her face, no tension, just a calm certainty, the kind that's quiet, but fills the room anyway. I've seen her flustered before, seen her avoid eye contact when someone stares too long or hides behind her hair when she speaks. She turns to face me. Johnny. The way she says it. I want to do something I've never done before, never done with someone before. and that is to let my victim actually survive sex this time. Okay. She reaches over the night table and picks up a small, well-worn book. The cover plain, the edges a little bent. She holds it out to me with both hands. Oh no, am I going to read you a story too, like I did with Neela? I want to show you what I like. All of it. Oh no. Oh no. You're not supposed to... No, you can't do this in public. You have to go to the funny number site for this stuff, Eris. I'm not hearing it here in the cabin. I take the book slowly, watching her face. Her eyes don't look away. I glance down at the cover. I recognize it. She mentioned it multiple times. That book, the one that she always talked about, the one that she goons to. This is that erotic novel you told me about, right? She nods. Yes, but there's something in it. A line. She steps closer, just enough to close the space without touching. I marked the page. I want you to read it. This is your humiliation ritual, Anon. I turn the book in my hands, thumb through the edges until I feel the faint fold in one of the corners. She stands there, waiting, quiet, eyes on me, a hint of something nervous behind the calm, but not afraid. I look down at the line. Oh, it's just, I thought it was going to be another CG, it's just zoom in. Upon the couch she lay, reclined as Venus might on waves of velvet, her form unveiled, the pale curve of her skin kissed by the amber light, the candle flame upon marble, one arm cradled beneath her cheek, the other draped across her waist as though she cradled her own breath. Her limbs bent gentle, a sculpture shaped by reverent hands and left untouched by time or shame. Eris doesn't move, she just listens, eyes following my lips more than the book. And he, poor Jack, the captive of her gaze, sat silent, still as a star too far to reach. His hand did dance with graphite fire, yet his eyes never strayed, as if the act of looking might wake him from this dream-made flesh. He sketched not a woman, nay, but the very moment where time dared pause, where beauty bared itself and wanted to be seen. Her breath is soft. Warning! Oh, we have to remind the viewer, warning, the following scene contains not safe for work content. If you don't wish to see it, disable it on the options. Bloodshed. There will be bloodshed. Well, it should, I'll double check. It should be, one of these days, you're probably going to put an update here where it'll joke put it back on. And you'll catch me with my pants down with this shit, man. That's why I gotta check every time. I gotta check every time, because you never know who you're gonna trust. You're gonna have another Dancing Towards Tomorrow situation, man. I'm glad that you told me about that, man. One of these days, something's gonna happen, and I'm gonna show something I'm not supposed to show with these VNs, and it's gonna be all over for me. I'm gonna get banned for the week. And lo, her eyes, oh, such wicked eyes, half-lidded, full of mirth and power, as though she whispered, "Draw me, and be mine." Or is it the drawing minigame? Or does the minigame skip because I don't have the filter on, or off? There's a pause. Eris doesn't say a word. Instead, I feel her warmth. So I was right about the dress coming off. I feel her warmth shift beside me, slow, deliberately. She raises to her feet. The rustle of fabric follows, the sound of layers falling away one by one, like petals shed under sunlight. I don't look at first. My eyes stay fixed on the page, not because I don't want to, but because something in the air has changed, heavier, charged, sacred even. One could say it's extra pheromones. Okay, it's this part. Just blocked completely. Might as well. I mean, we got like the. We got. Oh, what an artist! Property of Lorelei. Do not. Oh, what does that say? Do not touch. Let me get my zoomy. Where's? Oh, I don't have zoom. So, phone. What does that say? I have bad eyes. Property of Lorelei. Do not touch. Okay, I was right. Now I know what people will stream what I do. I spent weeks trying to make the code for the minigame better because this is a pretty old code. Oh, did I get this right? Okay. Then I feel it, her snout brushing against my cheek, softly against my cheek, a quiet nuzzle full of trembling affection. She's close now. Impossibly close, bare, not just in body, but in spirit. There's a quiet strength in her touch, not asking for anything, just offering. I glance around, confused, hand still holding the book. In a brief second, she grabs the book from my hands and replaces it with a sketchbook. She doesn't speak right away. Instead, she lingers there, head bowed slightly, her breath brushing my skin, and she pulls back just enough to look at me, her amber eyes luminous in the cabin's dim light. Draw me like your French girls, Johnny. Johnny, I don't think I've ever felt something like this before with anyone. She says it with care, like someone setting a fragile truth on the table. I know it might sound strange, but I've always had this idea, a little dream, something I promised myself I'd only do with someone I trusted, someone I could open up to. I don't look because I know she could be naked behind me. The bench of the cabin creaks. Draw me, Johnny, just as I am, here, tonight. No pretending, no mask. Her tone isn't teasing, there's no flirtation in her expression, only an eagerness that catches me off guard. Eris, I don't even know how to draw. She chuckles. That's not what matters, Johnny. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not asking for art. I just want to share this moment with you. Where can I draw? It's full of weird designs. By the way, that's Lorelei's sketchbook. I blink. You really thought of everything, didn't you? Maybe. Maybe I was just hoping this night would come. Bound in soft brown leather, the corners worn smooth, I inspect it. There's a pencil tucked inside the cover. She's still there, lying on the bench, still waiting, still trusting. Careful, don't draw over any of Lorelei's sketches. Right, got it. She would absolutely kill me if she knew I even touched this, let alone used it for this. I hold the sketchbook steady in my lap, eyes scanning for a blank page as I nod, still flustered. Just to clarify, my head is boiling right now, so I'm gonna really try to draw as best as I can. Eris giggles. And without a word, she shifts slightly and pokes at herself with one claw-tipped finger right over the curve of her chest. Well then, Johnny, you better try your best. I nearly dropped the pencil. You're not making this easy. Good, you don't deserve easy. I can see you're hard right now, Anon. There's a playful smirk now, but her eyes remain open. As my mucus starts acting up, that's great. Vulnerable, waiting, not for perfection, just for me to try. The pencil trembles slightly in my grip. Eris is quiet for a few moments, laying still on the bench. Her tail curled over the edge. Her eyes don't leave me. You've been on the same line for a minute, Johnny. I grip my teeth lightly. Because someone keeps shifting around like she's trying to throw me into a coma. She chuckles, rolling ever so slightly so that one leg crosses over the other, changing the curve of her posture. You need to see every angle, don't you? I'm helping. I try not to react. I try, but my pencil hesitates again. Are you seriously doing this on purpose? Mm-hmm. Another minute passes. I make some progress. Oops, was I in the same pose too long? You're going to kill me. Don't be dramatic. I stop drawing, squinting at her. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Of course I am. She says it without hesitation, resting her chin on her hand now. I love watching you try not to explode. It's adorable. That's deeply unfair. You're doing great, Johnny. I look down at the sketchbook, then up at her again. I still can't believe this is happening, but here we are. I prepare to draw the portrait. Oh boy. PNG, you could save it. What is this? Add another page? What is this? If I click this, will it... Or is it just random? Oh, you look back up. Oh, is this gonna flash bomb me? Should I retreat? I spent weeks trying to make the code. Wait, no, not that one. A problem with Rempi is that it's a click-by-click engine, so drawing is a constantly line of clicks. I don't know how to draw. Eris doesn't know I was rejected from art school. Oh no. Adon was an Austrian all along. Is that why he thinks it's so romantic? Well, if this flash bombs me, ripperoni, I guess. We'll see you on Rumble. Back to drawing. So it just flashes that to look at her. Okay. So let's say yes. That's probably a clear. Redo. Oh, you can choose colors. I see. So okay. I can put it back if I want to. I'm not an artist, so I'll draw. I'll draw weird dragon. Weird dragon. She got hair. She got hair. I don't know her hair. She's got hair. She got horns. Squiggly horn things. And then she got like the hourglass. We'll just put hourglass. Hourglass. Literal hourglass. Literal hourglass. There we go. We'll help you out in this department. I'm no artist. And then legs. Legs, because sure. And arms. You need arms. There you go. There you go. We'll add a little bit color because the dev put color in the game. We'll color you in some. We'll color. There you go. Color. A little color. Oh wait, no, you're yellow there. Shit. You're yellow. There you go. And I think you're like more red on the outside. And you're red. Oh yeah, I can't forget the tail. The tail. How do I get black again? Is this black? Oh, that's white. Shit, how do I get black? There we go, that's black. Tail. I'll draw tail. Tip. Big ass tail. There we go. And we'll color that in. There you go. And then just because yeah, get good brown going here. Just dark red. I'm surprised there's not an eraser. That's I need a brown, man. It's not brown. That's just gonna make it lighter. Okay, that's brown enough. I'll take it. There we go. We'll redo these. Give your hair some definition, I suppose. There you go. That's a button for those who really wanted to draw, so it's for checking. Well, I'm not an artist. Drawing minigame on hard difficulty. You have a time limit, and if you don't do a good job, Anon dies of a heart attack or an aneurysm. Yeah, imagine putting in like an algorithm or an AI that checks your drawing and tries to like see if the AI doesn't like detect the dragon shape that's red. It automatically kicks you off the ship. You're thrown to the piranhas or the sharks. You're done. Draw me like one of your French girls, but in a PG way, because this is on YouTube, yeah. Well, it is PG to the most part. There you go. There you go, Eris. Hey, look, the drawing got a little bit better. My portrait of Eris is complete. Are you going to keep staring at me or finish the drawing? Let's continue this under the sheets, shall we? The next day. Yep, the next day. This is a great stopping point. I gave you guys a few more minutes than I should have. Oh no! Oh no! It's literally. Oh, this is even worse than Neela's. Oh my god. Neela, at least let this man live. Eris is just like, no, you're dying. I'm sucking your soul. I'm a succubus with an emphasis on suck. Your soul is mine. My god. Alright, we'll save this one. Oh my goodness. I randomized the answers after the drawing for memes. How many answers? Damn. Is your masterpiece painting gonna be put on the main menu? Oh, that'd be embarrassing. I'm surprised there's not like a or is there? No, there's extras, but no, there's no oh, there is the gallery. I'm afraid to. Am I going to get flashbanged with the not safe for work stuff? Even if I have the filter on for this? I mean, I could just... Nope, okay. Because my drawing's gonna be here. Okay, yeah, it's censored. I like how I don't get access to Eris until after I beat it. That's kind of sad. I can't look at it whenever I want. I guess there isn't a gallery to look at for drawings. Nope, thought about it. Thought about putting the drawings on display. Or at least being able to look back at them. Yeah, the story's getting good. We're finally over the first few weeks hurdle, you know. I'm sure like the Or is it the rich guy stuff's gonna be the same too, isn't it? I think we got like at least one more stream out of this for sure until we go to Max's route. But I could be wrong. Didn't you say like Max's is like the longest route? So I'm gonna have to put on the Olivia nasally voice all day, aren't I? It's gonna be nice. Well, at this point, I already picked up the story, so even without an editor, I didn't get overly repetitive. Alright. So yeah, plans for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I was thinking of streaming more of Pokemon Coliseum and getting that stuff done. I've got so much unfinished shit I need to like finish on stream. It's crazy. Kill your voice. Yeah, I'm gonna talk like Olivia, like this. Yeah, I think that voice, like, doing that, I have to plug my nose for that, and I think that, like, gets the mucus working even faster, which sucks. So, what I'm gonna try and do, I think before next time well, maybe I'll try and experiment for the next stream of this. I got a, what do you call it, one of those neti pop bottles things. You can squirt up your nostrils to cleanse out your sinuses or whatever. I'm gonna try that before doing one of these streams and seeing if that just helps me deal with not having clogginess and feeling like shit's going back my throat, you know? And for the drawing, I added the button for saving because, well, this game was mostly bought by Gooners, so according to Steam rules, if we add a new file randomly appears in your files, it's illegal. I get you. I'm surprised they couldn't just do this. You know, just take a screenshot. This can only mean good things. Yeah. But we'll see. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I could shoot for either Thursday or Friday for this. Depends on how I feel. My neck has not been a good sport to me, and my tailbone's been screaming occasionally, so we'll see. I'm still trying to get feeling better and all that. It sucks. Poor Orange died. We didn't even see him die. Like, if Anon looks that bad, I can only imagine what Orange looks like. The downfall of NFT's screenshots. He got the leg on the wall treatment. Draws a chibi Eris smoking a giant blunt. Anon, what does this mean? I should have just tried and drew her as a gremlin, but again, I'm not even that good of an artist. I'd have to, like, have the Fang gremlin on the side. And it'd probably take me, like, 3 hours to, like, line it all up. But yeah, I'll probably jump off for the night. Yeah, we'll see what we stream for tomorrow. I'm hoping for Pokemon Coliseum. I really want to get that game finished, because I never beat it as a kid, so... It's kind of another bucket list game, I guess. We'll see. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Or the next time I stream this. Either or. We'll see.